Welcome back, the Titan Crafts Infinity. Today we are going to Titanic and we're going to decorate Titanic's base. So I hope you're gonna enjoy it and I'll see you there. Hey, welcome home.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of blank space to work with in here.
Yeah, I love it. So
Yeah,
I'm
because the only thing that's really firmly I've obviously I have the enchanting corner pretty well done. I could maybe use a little more stuff over here, but everything for enchanting. And obviously, I saw my shulker box on the floor for the lapis.
oh I
Yeah, it's an
I
upside
haven't
down
seen
shulker.
that actually.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I love using shulker boxes for that, just to stuff them in the floor to keep the lapis right next to the enchanting table.
yeah, that's handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at maybe yeah, little bit of decoration, but I see now the grindstone.
Yeah, the grindstone had to go up there. I didn't have a whole lot of space down low, so that's why the anvils got placed on those trapdoors and the
Yeah,
grindstone went higher up.
yeah, it looks good.
Because I just didn't have a whole lot of space left or right. So I just tried to squeeze everything in as compactly as I could while making it look decent.
Yeah, it's small.
Eventually, yeah. Eventually, this will be a staircase to go to a basement. I might as well take the stone out of here at last.
Yeah, I saw it. Now it is the children closet.
Yeah, Sylvia's little cupboard.
You only miss the bars in between the stone. Yeah, or an iron door with a button on the outside, not in, outside.
Make it a little jail cell so whenever Goofy comes to my base, we can just lock him in here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Levi loves his jail cells here. So yeah, but this place, what's this?
I wanted to have the tower going higher up, and so when I was first trying to build it, it was going to be like a 3x3 on the inside, and for the exterior, I could not make that work. So I had to go smaller and just make this little lookout point. So I'm not sure what to do with it because upstairs is, let's see, how does that convert upstairs? That's where the, oh yeah, it gets a little bit wider up here. So then the staircase fills the gap. And then the ladder goes the rest of the way up to the little bell spot up at the very top,
Yeah,
where you have the little hidden lookout up here. Which I like this, where you can just quietly look out all the windows.
a real king's chamber. Look on your minions.
And ring the bell.
Yeah, yeah, I was here and I thought, yeah, you can't do much here because then you can't walk around.
Yeah,
Um,
up here, unless we did something with like a painting or an armor stand. This is kind of our, but it's kind of the simplicity of this room is already pretty nice.
yeah,
Doesn't need a whole lot. It's just a
maybe,
nice little hidden lookout.
yeah, maybe a little bit of greenery at the ceiling
Ooh,
can do
maybe,
the
yeah.
trick. But I going and look. I spawn something in and then I going for, oh, it's nice, it's not nice, and yeah,
I think the biggest pain I had in this house, and it's why I'm not great at interior decorating to start, and then it totally killed my vibe. Is I love these windows, but with the shape of the roof, it makes it so hard to build anything right here.
let me see
Like
the
unless
outside.
I mean, without I could bring the wall out a little farther, I guess, and make this like solid cobble deep slate out to here. But I was trying to just follow the shape of the roof when I was building this.
Yeah, I love the windows on the outside, and maybe you can make the windows a little bit lower and decorate
I
it
mean,
underneath.
because the tricky part is that obviously I have the staircase here because the window is up 2 blocks,
Yeah.
but because of how these windows had to be placed, the floor had to be at this elevation. I tried to design when I was doing this where I put the floor block a block higher, and I could not get this side of the house to look nice when the window had to be higher up. There was just too much
Yep.
dull space on this wall, and so that's why this. And then of course, even then though, then this room ends up. The bedroom had to drop down a block to have any ceiling space at all.
Yeah, I like
Which
it.
actually, the bedroom, I kind of like it being this little cubby.
Yeah.
And that wasn't intentional. The bedroom was supposed to be down by the balcony here. But this room, I wasn't sure how to separate the room off at first. That's why I never did cut it all the way off. And with where the door was placed, I didn't know where to place my bed. But a lot of my bases in the past, like especially in season 5, I had a balcony that branched right off of. I guess season 5 it didn't branch off my room. It was the floor below. But I did a lot of my YouTube intros off of my balcony. And so I was trying to like combine my room to the balcony, but I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work with this. How I did this.
Yeah, I've seen it.
The house looks great from the exterior, but it makes the interior very complicated.
Yeah, I like the house.
Yeah,
I
for
like
as many
it.
hours as I spent designing it, I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I think it is a beautiful house. So yeah,
The stripped logs definitely do a lot.
yeah.
It's definitely the most I've ever worked with them, and I've realized that they are a great building tool.
I actually begin to use them this year. So I play it for now 7, 8 years, and this year was the first time. And I thought, why have I not done it earlier?
Yeah,
It's
because I think they added stripped logs for the first time in like 2018, I believe. 1.13, I think, added them. And I know in like Titancraft Season 7, I didn't build much, but my house then used some stripped logs. And then I just never used them much in the remaining seasons. I would do here and there, I would have like a build where I'm like, ooh, a couple of stripped logs for this pillar would look cool. I had never just tried using them for like a whole wall like this, though, and it works great.
I
Or
love.
like these sidewalls over here where I went up and down for most of it and then just flipped them horizontally for the rest of the wall on the baseline. And it adds just enough texture to make it interesting without adding too many blocks into the mix to make it an eyesore.
Yeah, I think it is looks beautiful. I yeah. Can I do something on the outside, like flip the like a kind of that?
Yeah, if you want to play with the trapdoors, I kind of, when I was working on the outside, I kept going off and on with having window panes. I would like put them on and be like, oh, I love that. And then I would look up for like 5 minutes and be like, maybe I don't like that. And I'd be like, I do like it.
Yeah, we can also do it like flip the wrong way, of course. Yep. I think you know what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Phantom.
Oh, there are they again.
Yeah, because then I put the trapdoors up here because this, when I was building the house, it looked super awkward having the beginning of the roof have 2 blocks right here when it was open like that. And so I put the trapdoors there to just try to add something to break
Yeah.
that up.
It is a nice touch.
It worked out fine. I'm
Yeah.
happy. And I did the little spruce trapdoors for that 1x2 window at the top right here.
Yeah, I saw
And
it.
that,
So that's why I thought maybe you can
yeah.
do it on the other windows as well.
It's definitely worth a try doing it on a bunch of them. I don't know how many windows I did in the testing world, and then I know I took them off and on like 3 times. I kept going back and forth if I liked it or not. Ooh, Nautilus shell. I'll take that. Oh god, I tried and drowned. One of these days, we need to fill this lake with sea lanterns, so we never have another drown spawn.
Yeah, I have the same problem at my base,
Yeah.
but I thought, it's nice. Maybe I can get a trident, but I got 2 now from the trial chamber.
Yeah. Yeah, the trident is. I have mixed feelings. It's a cool weapon, but I don't feel like it's very practical. A sword and a bow are always going to be better than it.
Yeah, but for some farms they are really handy.
Oh,
So you get XP and all the kind of stuff, goodies.
I'm going to sleep before these phantoms knock me off. So I think they're my phantoms. I have not slept in a long time.
Yeah, I was sleeping when I come on, so yeah. I love the ceiling.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough fit here with with limited blocks, trying to make sure that the ceiling here worked for the floor the next level up.
Yeah,
And I think with the limited space it turned out cool. And I do like what I did with the floor here. At first I wasn't super happy that I had to see the beams on here, but I thought the kind of using that cross beam pattern on the lowest floor looked super cool. And I
yeah,
love this checker floor.
yeah.
The birch and dark oak stripped logs.
I want to
They
say
look
that I love the floor here. Yeah, let's see. We going with I think a lot of spruce and maybe on the other floors we can use the dark oak. I think that this with some let's see, I love the azalea tree, yeah, let's see. I love azalea flowering and maybe we can do that. No, that is stick to the back there. I don't want to have that. Maybe we can do that. It's already looking better. Like, yeah. It's breaking up the in when you come in. I think that is great. Spruce is not screaming with the floor. Yeah, I think this is a great beginning. Then we can make maybe there a little bit of a closet or a clock. Maybe we can do the grandpa clock here. We got a lot of space here, so if we do the grandpa clock, but I don't want to disturb the floor. I love it. I love the floor actually. Normally we throw everywhere carpet on the ground, but we don't do that here. I want to keep this open and maybe we can hang some curtains here and there. Yeah, let's do that. We build some curtains around it. I think that is a nice touch. Let's see. The oak there. Maybe we can. No, that's not nice to do. We must fiddling around with the room. I don't want to build it all up that you only have one block to walk in. It's not the greatest way to go. We can do some greenery on the beams next to the stairs. I actually really thinking I love it, but I have the feeling if we are taking wooden logs whole and do them there, then you get the bark is going also on the side that is now the inside of the log. So we can, I think that is great if we do that. We can make, maybe we can make a shelf there with some greenery on it. Yeah. Maybe a nice fall protection. Maybe he's using everywhere logs on the corners. So if we do a log on the corner with a fence in the middle, he got spruce fences with dark oak logs. So let's keep in that spirit. Yes, let's do that. And we can, maybe we can spam a little bit of, or we do a little bit of a shelf on top. We can do on the side, make fences, or a stair maybe a stair. How is that looking? Let's see. Is that too much? That's too much. Oh, that's too much. That's too. There. No. 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 Let's see. We need some sticks. Wrong box. I got a lot of dark oak, so let's make a lot of sticks. Like so. Then we can. Let's see how this. Is this something? Oh, and then we do with spruce on top, maybe. No, then we can't put stuff on it. No, we don't going to do that. And if we do it like so, that's already nicer. How's it looking from the outside? You don't see the thing, and that is okay. That's great. Let's do that. When you come down, you see. Yes. Okay, let's see. There, and let's use this for scaffolding. Do I've got something in my chest? No. Let's. If we do. Yes. And there. Maybe we can do something in the middle. Yep. Oh, chest again. What can we put it in? Maybe we can throw some colors in it. He said he loved green. There's the green. He loves blue. So we can do warped roots. It's a little bit of bluish. The reds, because it's kingly. He looks like the king. So he must have real king colors. Let's do it this way. Here is the bedroom. He can't put his armor on the stands there. There are his expensive goodies. There's the nightstand for the light and his stuff. I think that is nice. The special banners, specially made for Titanic. I think the flower pots are nice. Little shelves, little bit of greenery up there. Oh, I fell down. Maybe I got little shelf for the light and a little bit of greenery, just only to finish it up, because it is instead a bell tower, right? So when we go to the next layer, I think it is a nice touch, the hanging lamps. There, you got a little bit of workspace with the oven, blast furnace, with the smoker, and it's a crafting table. Little bit of decoration on top. Some plants with some hanging plants. Nice decorative pots. Here's some shelves with his compass, and he can look outside. Then here is the place where he can go out. I have done a little bit of decoration there. Outside we have also the decorative pots. It's nice for when he's videoing. You can see that. As well, when you can look outside with some flowers, some nice decoration like paintings. I still don't know for the couches, but maybe it is nice with the colors. We'll see what he thinks. We can always change it out. A table, some stuff on it, and some goodies from the king where he's playing with. Then a pool table and nice decoration as well. Here also, I love flower beds like this. I love them. Then when we go down, we have where you come in. There we have the closet with, of course, shelf cat. Shelf cat is coming back every season, so he's back again. Then a grandpa's clock. It's a nice touch. There we have the shelves. No, go away. No. Then of course some greenery. These nice banners. That is something what he's going to fix. He got a fishy standing in the corner. And then we got a nice view for outside. Little bit of decoration. Also some expensive goodies from the king. And here's his enchant room. You can see it's magical because the candles are floating. It's a magical place. So here I've tried something with the armor stance, and I think the weapon plate is come out well. So I think it's a nice touch. And yeah, all in all, I think we have made a nice thing. And we have made something beautiful and did a great job. So let's hope he likes it and see what he thinks about it. But for now, I'm going out and see you later. Bye bye. See you later. I think we have done a great job. I think it is beautiful and a nice base. I hope you liked it as well. And yeah, I hope to see you the next time. So, see you later. MG out. Bye bye.